everyone, I'm Coral. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here today with my TBR for September. This month, I am so excited to be participating in the new revamped Magical Readathon, which is a readathon hosted by G over at Book Roast. I will leave a link to her video about it in my description. This is, I don't know, you could just tell she has put so much work into this. It's incredible. She has created a world for this readathon to take place in. It's crazy. So I'm going to be doing that this month, which actually it's probably kind of good for me because next month is October and I'm going to be reading as many spooky books as I can, obviously. So this gives me the opportunity. I've kind of worked in some fantasy thrillers into this TBR. I'm hoping that this will help me so I don't get too burnt out in October. I don't know, I'm kind of weird. I kind of like, I don't know, I get burnt out easily on the same things. That's why I'm a reader of very many genres. So, G has created all this crazy shit. There are so many printouts. I didn't print out all of it, but this is the first readathon, right? So there's going to be two parts to this one. The first part is the path called the Novice Path, and this leads to the Academy, I believe, where the second readathon will be taking place. I'm pretty sure it's an Academy. I'm gonna feel really dumb if it's not. I watched the video right when it came out, so it's been a couple weeks. So on the Novice Path, there are a couple places you stop at, and those are the prompts, right? So the first prompt is to read a book with a map. And for that, I've chosen 6 Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. All my stuff's gonna fall out of here. Where is my map? It has a beautiful detailed map. This book is about a princess named Shiori, and she has some sort of forbidden magic, and she is supposed to be marrying somebody she doesn't want to marry. So it's an arranged marriage, and I think maybe during the wedding, she accidentally lets a little fart of her like forbidden magic out. A little bit of her forbidden magic shows itself, and her stepmother, who apparently also knows how to use magic. I don't know if it's the same kind of magic. I don't really know much. But she finds a way to banish Shiori from like the kingdom, and in addition to that, she changes all of Shiori's brothers into cranes. And she says, you know, if you utter a single word about this, your crane brothers will die. That's all I know. I'm excited to read this though. It seems like it's going to be a really fun, interesting fantasy that deals with siblings and stuff like that, which I like. So there's that. The next stop of the path is to read a book that keeps tempting you, one that's on the top of your TBR. For this, I chose These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. I believe that this is a kind of a loose retelling of Romeo and Juliet, but this takes place in the 20s in Shanghai. It deals with like gangs and also a former flapper, and I just think that those elements together seem like they're going to make out such a fun story. I hope I'm right. Okay, the next stop on this path prompts us to read a standalone, and for this I am choosing an arc I'd like to read this month. It comes out in October, but that is for Nothing But Blackened Teeth by Cassandra Khaw. I really should look up the synopsis, shouldn't I? I'm not gonna pronounce this right. A Heian-era mansion stands abandoned, its foundations resting on the bones of a bride and its walls packed with the remains of the girls sacrificed to keep her company. It's the perfect wedding venue for a group of thrill-seeking friends, but a night of food, drinks, and games quickly spirals into a nightmare. For lurking in the shadows is the ghost bride with a black smile and a hungry heart. And she gets lonely down there in the dirt. Oh my gosh, I have goosebumps. It sounds like it's going to be such a blast. Probably more appropriate for October because I'm trying not to read too many spooky things this month, but I mean, I want to be able to read it before it's released. So the next prompt is read a book featuring ghosts, haunted houses, or other supernatural elements. For this, I'm choosing The Haunting of Alma The Haunting of Alma Fielding by Kate Summerscale. This is apparently a true ghost story. I've been reading those because in October I'm planning on doing my trope video about those. So this fits in perfectly. I don't know how good it is. I haven't read it yet, but I've heard one person speak about it before and they say they liked it. This one seems a little bit different from the ones I've read before because it takes place in 1938. So yeah, I mean, that's really all I know about it. That's all I care to know about it going in. I like to go into most books fairly blind, especially books like this. It seems like the less you know, the better. All right, the next stop on the path tells us to read a thriller or mystery book. For that, I've chosen The Cormorant by Chuck Wendig. This is part of his Miriam Black series. Which is about Miriam Black, obviously, who is a woman who has the ability to see someone's death if she touches them. This is the third book. I liked the first one. I really liked the second one. So I'm hoping that this, you know, because now I said it in my haul video where I hauled this, but now we've established who Miriam is, you know, we've gotten her backstory. We know about her, so like now we get to move forward with like what's happening to her. And this says Miriam Black has to solve a murder before it happens, which is exactly what I expect and what I look forward to. The next stop, really, this set of prompts has really been kind to me for like what I need to get done this month. The next prompt is to read a 5-star prediction. Perfect, because I needed to do that anyway. Here is The Shoemaker by Flora, Rita, Schreiber. This is supposedly a true account of Joseph Callinger, who was a serial murderer. And I say this every time I pick up this book, but this woman also wrote Sybil, which is about a woman with DID, and she is known to maybe fudge some of the facts. So I'm excited. I've heard that this is good. However, I'm going to take everything said in here with a grain of salt. I think I need to, because I think she might, you know, like to put a flourish on the facts. So Joseph Callinger was a really messed up dude. I will tell you more about this once I read it. He got his children involved in his stuff. He was somebody who was mentally ill. So he had, I believe he had schizophrenia, because I remember one of the big things was that he had like a hallucination of, I think, just like his son's head that would tell him who to murder. I don't know. The guy needed help, clearly. The last prompt for this readathon is to read a book with a school setting. For this, I have chosen Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. I believe this is a series. It says on the cover, at least, lesson 1 of the Scholomance. This is about a young woman who is in a magical school and she has a rival who she wants to kill. I don't know much more than that. I pre-ordered this when it came out, I don't know, like 2 or 3 years ago, and I can't remember like what got me so excited about it. I've read only one of Naomi Novik's previous books. I read Uprooted, which I liked. So I don't know, maybe it was like the dark academia thing that got me when this came out, but I didn't end up reading it, so now I will. Perfect, I will read this book I pre-ordered 3 years later. And I've been doing this thing lately where I really kind of overburden myself every month. And I'm like, I'm gonna read these 13 books, and then I just can't. So like this is kind of hefty as it is, just this TBR for this readathon. But I really need to add one more to this This is Dark Companions by Ramsey Campbell. I chose this because the Buzzwordathon prompt for this month is dark. And it was between this and Dark Waters by Koji Suzuki. Oh, what's in here? I love finding strange things in used books. Oh, wild. Oh, this must be from when I bought this. Never mind. This is a, that's funny. This is a printed out, like a weird receipt. But it's from 2019, so that must have been when I bought it. Anyway, I believe this is a short story collection. I'm gonna read you the synopsis. It says, "Come close, meet your dark companions. Poor Elaine is working late at the office again with no company but the smell of dust and old paper. But something sinister moves in the elevator shaft, something ghastly down there. In a way, the worst thing is the absence of a cry. Miles is alone in his new house, the murderer's house. His sleep is free of nightmares. They only come when he jerks suddenly awake. Draw in closer. Thorpe is investigating some file cabinets. What is that unnatural sound he hears? A trapped bird scrabbling in the chimney? I don't think so." So, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a short story collection. I've never read any of Ramsey Campbell before, but I mean, I haven't read a lot of like the old men masters of horror kind of dudes besides like Stephen King, so it's on par for the course. Anyway, that is my TBR for this month. I'm very excited to get into these books, and man, I am so excited to make my October TBR. I have to wait a month, but it will be okay. I will make it. Yeah, anyways, as always, I'd love to know what you thought about any of these, if you've read them, if you didn't like them, or if you did, what you thought about them, if you were maybe in between. It doesn't matter, I just want to know. As always, thank you so much again, everybody, for watching. I will see you later. Goodbye!